intro, my best material intro. I think they put an ad at the beginning, intro. So I'd like to just not spend all my best material right here, intro. Gonna wait for everyone to show up after the ad, intro. It's a wonderful, beautiful morning, intro. I wonder how long these ads actually go in the beginning, intro. I would like to imagine that the ad lasts 30 seconds, intro. But I never really know, so I just do an introduction until I see my peoples. Layla Bradley, good morning. Hello. Welcome in. You're on the lifeboat. This is Captain Calhoun speaking. I haven't even gotten out of bed. This seems like the best place. Let me readjust here. It seems like the best place to stream if my stand works. Heck yeah, guys, we have some sweet stuff to talk about today. I cannot wait. I'm going to share my adventure from yesterday with you and all the key lifeboat concepts that came to visit. I'm pretty excited. Believe it or not, I failed to set a boundary, succeeded in practicing patience, and there was a whole lot of other key concepts that came to visit. So this is going to be a great episode today, guys. I tell you what, TKK, good morning. Pajama Pixie, hello. Matrix Rabbit, always a pleasure. I hope you're doing well today, Matrix. I keep you in my thoughts and prayers regularly. I want you to know that. Scooby Lee, much love. Good to see you. Gemini Girl 65, Mara. Sandy Wandy, can I not scroll further? Rick Smith, Body Illusion. What's going on, guys? Malvakai Payne, hello. Or maybe I'll chunk up the nub deuce. For those of you that are new, I missing a piece of my finger, and I'm pretty proud. Just popping in here to say hi, says Miss Sunrise Dawn from North Georgia. Love you all. I'll be on the replay. Heck yeah. I hope you have a great day, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Thanks for popping in. The Arabian Bard, hello. Yeah, guys. It was an interesting day yesterday. It was an interesting day. It started out with completely failing to do the lifeboat. In fact, we did a lifeboat, just nobody saw it. And that really bummed us out. So then we got in the car and headed to Phoenix to my friend's place. And we packed up in her car and set out for, what are we in, Colorado? Yeah. But I have to say, the trip itself, Charlie Mullins, good to see you. Very, very good to see you, Charlie. How you doing today? And man, I have to say the journey was difficult for me. It was very, very difficult. There was a lot of emotions at play inside me. You know, part of me is loath to leave my dad alone. Like, I know he's an adult; he can take care of himself. Good morning, Don Gloves. It's very good to see you. Hope this message finds you well. Charlie Mullins is doing good so far. Hey, let's keep it up, huh? Tina Marie, good morning. What was I saying? A lot of emotions at play, you know. I'm loath to leave him alone. I know he's an adult, you know, he's been alone a lot. It's fine, right? But at the same time, like, part of the reason I moved out there was to be with him, was to help him out, was to be available, you know what I mean? Was to be in his vicinity. So, I don't know, there's definitely some emotion there, right? I know he wants me to live my dreams, you know, he wants me to go be happy. So, this is a good thing that we're doing here, but it was hard to leave for sure. And on top of that, you know, going, we've talked about this a little bit when I went on my Salt Lake trip, going to do what I used to do, even if it's in a different light, is a little scary. You know, I'm going to run into old concepts and old situations that I may not have conquered yet, right? Because when I was with this crew before, I was living a very different lifestyle. You know, now I'm sober, which is fine. They support me, right? But it is, there's an adjustment of how I need to move through the world in this capacity, in this setting. So that started yesterday. I'm going to tell you about it. Millie the Dandelion, good morning. Hey, lovelies. Hey, crew, lurking while I'm working in the office, so can't chat, but sending you all bunches of love, and I'm here in the background. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Millie, I hope you have a wonderful day. But yeah, so I think the first concept that came up was journaling for sure. I was having a really hard time being present in the moment with my friend in the car, thinking about my dad. So I wrote about it, which helped a ton. I also spoke with her about it, which helped a ton. She had some very inspiring things to say to me. In fact, I've said some of them to you already. Um, my dad wants me to live my best life, Um, he wants me to be doing this. In fact, it's probably going to create a situation where we're both better for it. And those aren't the exact words that she used, but she's right. I need to be doing this. I need to be doing what I'm doing. And my dad needs to be doing what he's doing. It's all perfect. It's all exactly how it's meant to be. And there's no use in stressing about it. And she's totally right on that note. Bless to Crochet, what is going on? But, Kim Roy, hello, hello. But let's get to the nitty gritty here. We all have inner thoughts. And I have to say, sometimes, I don't know about yours, but sometimes mine sound mean. Sometimes mine sound rude. And I think that's okay because that's why they're inner thoughts, right? But then if I were to share my inner thoughts, which I'm probably about to do with you guys, it's easy to come across wrong, right? I don't ever want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't ever want to be mean, and I especially never want to step in someone's joy. And since this situation occurred, I have spoken about it with many people, and I have gotten some really great feedback. But I have to be honest. I got a confession to make. I failed horribly to set a boundary yesterday. I did succeed in practicing immense patience, which is one of my weakest characteristics is patience. Um, and the reason I succeeded in the patience is because I was going to fail to set the boundary, and I knew the trade-off there. And I'll tell you about it. And this is gonna be a little bit hard to get through. I don't know how to say these things, and I definitely don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't know exactly how loud my voice is and how much it carries, but we're gonna do this because it's what we do. I'm trying to shove these nose hairs back in. Don't look at them. Um, but here goes. So my friend, we're in the car. We're driving, and she's very high energy. I'm pretty high energy sometimes, right? So I get it. But I have to say, for some reason, I was having a really hard time being around this energy, and I don't know why, but it was really off-putting to me. In fact, um, I wrote in my journal about it. I don't know if I'm going to share that with you, but where do I go? How do I say this? We dance drove all the way here. And when I say dance drove, I'm picturing the word dance with a hyphen and then the word drive, dance driving. It's like one word now. It's one verb. It's one action. And you might wonder, what the heck is that? Well, picture someone not using their hands to drive, but driving and dancing for 4 hours straight. I was terrified the whole time. The whole time. And I expressed this to a friend of mine, and they said to me, Mike, I have no problem expressing the boundary of distracted driving and, to feel a little bit safer, etc., etc. And, when he said that to me, I had been trying to disappear inside myself for 3 hours. So it was kind of past the point of setting that boundary. I had already made my decision, right? Might as well see it through. We were about to be here. So I did. But that being said, if I could go back, I don't know if I would set that boundary because the plot thickens. Get this. So I really don't want to, I don't want her to hear me because I don't want to feel like a jerk, but she's wonderful. I love her. She's fantastic. She's a beautiful human. But her husband died a year ago, 2 days ago. So the day before so yesterday was the road trip. The day before that was the anniversary of her husband's death. So it's a very traumatic time, right? And we were jamming out to her dead husband's music. So that really tore me up. It's like I don't want to step in her joy. Like she's living her best life, right? It is freaking me out. But that's what the hang up for me was, right? That being said, I'm recognizing that this may or may not be a trauma response, right? I'm recognizing that, you know, my decisions right here in this moment are probably putting me in a worse position. But I have to say, I think I think the best way to go about this would have been to set the boundary. but I couldn't reconcile within my heart how to do that without feeling like a complete piece of work. And I have to say, I don't think that it was impossible to do so, but it it was such an intimidating and daunting task in my mind to solve. I decided to hell with it. I will just shoulder this burden, and I'll talk about it with my friends later. And I have to say, I'm not the biggest fan of that decision now, but it's over and done with. It is what I chose, and it's just fine. Everything worked out just fine. I definitely feel like it probably would have been more genuine and authentic to set that boundary properly, right? But man, what a complicated boundary to set, dude. Like, you know what I mean? What do you guys think about all that? Millie the Dandelion, I have to pipe up. I assess car accidents for a job. Please be safe. We love you. I promise, Millie. I have trauma when it comes to vehicles and accidents. Um, I shouldn't say meeting. Um, Me and her know each other, but not very well. We've met a few times. We're very, very close friends with the same people, right? But that was probably the third time we had met. So pretty much a new person. Um, Pretty much a new person. And it's sometimes hard to set boundaries, I think, when I first meet somebody, because it's like you don't know how they're going to react. You don't know much about them. And it's really easy for me to imagine how the situation. So what I'm doing right now, just an anecdote, I'm describing how I failed to set a boundary. And we're going to break it down and see how we can learn from it, all right? So, oh, I lost my train of thought. Son of a biscuit. It is hard when you first meet someone, right? Flick Fox, welcome in. Sorry, just got here. I'm sensing sadness. Me no likey. I just had a hard day yesterday, and I'm telling you guys about it. But everything's fine, I promise. Everything worked out. And I have good news. While I'm thinking about it, the Admiral's having a better morning, folks. All your love and prayers have really, really helped him out and reached him. He's feeling pretty darn good this morning. He's not 100%, but he's definitely feeling great, which is more than I could ask. Boom, boom, boom. Dennis is from Boston. Good to see you. Yeah, I have some trauma in cars, I have to say. So I never know if, like, I'm justified or not. I never know if, like, well, I shouldn't. Well, no, that's true. But also, like, the way I'm feeling in a car makes it hard for me to be logical because I'm already having an emotional response. As soon as I get in, it's like I'm traumatized, right? So maybe in the future, it might benefit me to set these boundaries. If I know I'm going to be in a car, maybe just tell someone, yo, I've got car trauma. That way, it's not a surprise and I'm not emotional when I'm setting that boundary, right? Because we all know we can't be emotional and logical at the same time. It's right brain versus left brain. I'm totally okay. We did not get in an accident. I was just scared that we would. All my positive vibes going towards all the Scoville men. Well, thank you, Body Illusion. Shout out to my Uncle Johnny. Chase the heat. Love that guy. Miss him a ton. He's out there working hard. He's writing the book again. What a guy. Mara asks, could you not have asked if you could drive? I could have. I could have. And again, I entirely failed to set this boundary. It's my fault. I only have myself to thank for, the way things played out. Tina Marie says, Spanks, remember what you said to me. There is no reason to beat yourself up over it now. Absolutely, and I'm not. But I do want to analyze the situation and see if there's any lessons that I can learn from, what transpired. Especially because it was so impactful, right? And I won't dwell on it, but I do want to dissect it a little bit. I've only been thinking about it this morning in preparation for this show, and I did journal about it a little bit yesterday, so there hasn't been a ton of time spent thinking about it, but I think it's important to not just get your spade and just dig right into the trauma and throw it out the window. I think it's really important to really look it in the face a little bit first and kind of see what's going on and then say, okay, I understand. And then it can go. And then it can get the heck out of here. Dennis from Boston, 7 years sober, still having trouble with being controlling, and I know better than anyone. Dude, I wish I had a trophy. What do we got here? This gimbal is gonna be a trophy today. We're just gonna have to use our imaginations, folks. Okay, all these cords. Dennis from Boston. This is a trophy, I swear. Dude, that's crazy. 7 years. That is a huge deal. I've never spent that much time sober, my guy. And you know, if you're still having trouble being controlling, you still got big wins on the table. And the fact that you're still looking to improve yourself a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, speaks volumes to your character, my friend. And I'm honored to have you on the boat, Dennis. I tell you what. Deanna Downey, I'm late. Hi, Spanks and crew. Good to see you, Deanna. How are you? Good morning to you. It is difficult when dealing, and Shannon, I didn't even realize until speaking with you guys that I had that, like, I had forgotten about those accidents. Jake and I have been in some horrific car accidents together. Obviously, we both survived, but our backs are shaped a little differently now. Tina Marie says it's normal to feel that way. Regardless of being triggered, you communicate well. Please don't feel this way. Your safety is paramount. She should understand. And she probably would have. She probably would have. I was struggling. I was trapped in my head, it felt like. Like I couldn't reason my way out of like this like prison I had built. It was very, very strange. Very, very strange. I can't describe to you like in detail enough what this scene looked like. Like full body contortions, rarely hands on the wheel. It was very, very freaky, dude. Um, and I texted my friend about it, our mutual friend. I was like, "Yo, is this normal?" And he was like, "Yeah." Really? Is that the case? Um, it had me wondering. I was like, I wonder what's going on. Is this a trauma response? Is this schizophrenia? Is this drugs? And then I started to feel like a judgmental piece of work. I started to feel like I was taking this person's inventory, which I never want to do, right? So I tried to bring it back to the self. What's my part in this? Well, I'm actively not expressing my feelings. I'm actively bottling them up, right? So that's the first problem. And that was immediately apparent to me. But then I get to the thought process of like, well, what's going on? Well, like, do I want to tell this person that, I don't know. It feels crazy. It feels stupid now that I'm talking about it, but hmm. Sometimes I think what I need is probably of paramount importance. In this situation, hypothetically, let's say in a parallel universe this is happening again, and I also choose not to set the boundary. What if we had actually gotten in an accident, right? What if something had actually happened? Kind of too late to set the boundary at that point. You know what I mean? And that is the purpose of the boundary in this situation, right? Is to keep us safe, is to make me feel safe at the very least. You know, maybe she's got it. Maybe it's fine. I mean, she did. It's fine, right? But that being said, I think my friend Mark is totally right when he says, I have no problem setting a boundary designed to keep us safe, you know? And, if I had thought of Mark in some advice that he had given me in that moment, he's really good at some things that I'm really not good at. And this is a situation where I find myself trapped in emotion and not logic, and he can pull the logic out like boom. Uh, Shout out to Mark. I love you, dude. But yeah, no, I should have just thought of conversations that we've had. It would have made it very simple because I've spent enough time with him. I can picture him actually setting the boundary, right? With my words. And then it seems so easy and pleasant when it's with his voice and his demeanor. And then I can emulate that. I don't know if you guys can relate with that, but sometimes that is how I have to do it. And I did not choose to do that yesterday. It didn't occur to me. And sometimes we talk about a lot about being in present in the moment so we can affect the change that we desire in our lives, right? And this is definitely another thing that I think that I failed at. I definitely was present in the moment to a degree. Um, but I let that emotional ants automatic negative thought tornado whip up and I allowed it to be there. So we all know how that turns out. And, what I got is definitely what I deserved after not being willing to set my own boundary. You get me? That's right, Shannon Smith. I didn't fail. It's a learning opportunity. I will choose my words more carefully. Words are powerful. You are completely correct here. This is good. You're learning. We're all learning here. When you guys start checking me, that's a good thing. That means that this thing's doing what it's supposed to. Ben Bacon Bits, missed ya. Good to see ya. Magic of Healing Jimena, hello, hello. Jane Aldrich says, there's nothing stupid about pondering what happened and how to better deal with it in the future. Peeling the onion, that's right. And you guys are the best. Do you have a snake? I do not, Duke Atreides. Which Duke are you? What was Paul's grandfather's name? The one that had the huge mural of him, like, bare hand fighting a bull or whatever? I forget exactly the story, but Grandfather Atreides. Hello to you, Duke. Why am I drinking at 11 a.m. in the morning? Are you here to troll? Do you have productive things to say, Duke? Do you like to participate or do you like to be put in a private seat? Magic of Healing Jimena. I think, Spanx, you're doing great. Being willing to analyze and revisit helps to learn. We just don't get stuck there. Sending love. Much love, Jimena. Good to see you. I am still learning how to do this. I'm still learning how to do this. Sometimes I get hung up on whether or not to hide someone, whether or not to give someone a private seat, but I tell you what, I can't save everybody. In fact, I can't really save anyone except myself. You know what I mean? So I'm out here doing my best, um, trying to help everyone. So if I quickly ban somebody, I'm not going to feel bad about it. So yeah, there's that. I'm not going to put so much thought into it anymore. It's you know what I mean? If I think that it's pretty obvious when people want to participate, it's pretty obvious when they don't. And it's I I accept and acknowledge that there is a middle ground, right? There's a gray area where people are kind of uncertain, and that's probably where most people land. But if people really want to be here, they can make that decision. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to waste too much energy and time worrying about who I'm banning and who I'm not, um, especially when it's someone I've never seen before. First impressions. Everyone's mother taught them about first impressions. What does giving privacy mean? Interesting question, Sanitarium Radio. Giving privacy. Allowing someone to have privacy? Like, you know, someone wants to be alone, not, you know, forcing myself into their presence, I imagine. Or like maybe someone wants to, yeah, I believe privacy is just about being alone, not having people watching, listening, looking. Katrina Schaff, hello, hello, welcome in. Excuse me. You hear that voice crack? I'm already losing my voice. It's day one. I guess technically day two. By the end of this trip, I wonder what I'm going to sound like. All our ripples are fantastic. You said it, surviving together. We got you covered. I was about to hide them. We have your back. I know, Lester Crochet. I appreciate you so much. I'm going to practice ignoring them and just letting you guys do your thing because I will allow it to interrupt my flow sometimes, which is not necessary. You guys are the best mods in the biz. Your brother's going to be over soon. We'll send your family my love. That's pretty cool. I hope you have fun hanging out with your bro. When I was younger and my sister was very little, she used to call me bro all the time, and I thought that was the cutest thing. Candy's life. Good morning. Hey everyone. I'm late because the mandolin got me again, and I was bandaging my thumb up. Do you have a mandolin for home use? Those are pretty sweet. and they are sharp, I have to say. I have worked in many kitchens, and the amount of kitchens that I've worked in that had janky, half broken mandolins that they wanted me to use was much higher than the amount of restaurants that I've worked in where they had a functional, proper, safe mandolin. I wonder, was I? I don't think I was doing lives when I was working for that kitchen when I first was getting sober in Salt Lake, but I was working for a kitchen when I was doing the back end stuff for the boat, and this lady wanted to do fine dining, like white plate dining on campus. So she wanted like to have a white plate restaurant that could serve quickly to students on college lunch break and to, professors, right? So as a concept, and I'm not, this isn't my industry, right? This isn't, something that I'm very good at, but let's just think about this logically for a second. There's a very small time window, and you want to do white plate, which is more time consuming, right? All the prep that goes in, it's all handmade. And then you want to do it, me and you, and we had some other employees, but usually it was just me and her. So between the two of us, this is the concept, right? It's a tall order for those of you that aren't familiar with the service industry. And man, the way that she would talk to me when I was struggling to keep up pace with this insane goal, was absolutely horrendous. She was not a nice person when she chose not to be, and she had one of the jankiest mandolins of all time, and that's what brought us to the story. I did not cut myself on it because I refused to use it, but luckily she accepted that because she knew it was a piece of crap. Anyways, I don't know why I brought that up, but I guess because we were talking about mandolins. I do not miss that job. Oh my gosh. Yadira, good morning. Good to see you. Well, guys, I have to say, I haven't seen anything new about Chester or Emily, and I'm kind of happy about it. Although we did just hit that story last night. That story just came out last night, so I am expecting to see more stuff. I'm not looking forward to talking about it again, but I'm sure that it will come up organically and it'll probably be a good thing to talk about. But so we probably will. But I am definitely stoked on all the time that I get to spend not talking about it. Tina Marie says I took the end of my thumb off to the bone and they packed it with cellulose powder to stop the bleeding. It was really cool. Interesting. 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 Well, guys, today is going to be an interesting day. Oh, let me tell you about last night a little bit. I think that was pretty much what I wanted to say about my journey. Um, that was pretty much all of it. That was the failed boundary. That was the success and patience. I was nothing but nice. I never said anything mean. Um, So, and that was my goal. When I don't know, I definitely have a tendency to be mean sometimes when I'm struggling or like when I like need something that I don't have, when I can't set a boundary and I really need to. Sometimes like I'll just allow it to come out how it's formulating in my head, which is like rude and mean. And I succeeded in not doing that yesterday. I did also, because I couldn't set the boundary, I ended up in this like personal bubble. But, so there's improvement to be made, but there was also successes to celebrate. Um, Last night we didn't get to spin fire. We were preparing for it for a couple hours, and there was a lot going on. We arrived at dusk. We had to cook dinner. We had to get settled in. We had to do maintenance on our tools. So we got all our tools all cleaned up and ready to go. Um, we had a fire. We were hanging out, catching up. But I have to say, it was about 12:15, midnight, just after midnight. And we had been trying to spin fire for a couple hours, and we were getting pretty close, right? But I was starting to fall asleep in my chair. I had expressed that I need to go to bed early. I had expressed that I'm really tired. I had expressed that my bedtime's at 9:30, and about 12:15, they're talking about whatever, you know, they're talking about stuff that makes them happy, but not relevant at all to spinning fire. So I just decided, you know, I'm too tired to even throw down a good set. Like, I can't even be creative right now. I'm so tired. So I told them I'm going to bed. And it was kind of a bummer. We had all been really looking forward to spin, but I did succeed in setting that boundary. I will not be staying up until 12:15 tonight. I tell you what, we're going to get it in or we're going to not get it in. There's not going to be any stretching or waiting or playing around. Like, I got important stuff to do in the morning. You know what I mean? Mainly you guys hanging out, doing this thing. So, but I really look forward to getting some dancing in. It's very important to them too. I'm sure it was a huge bummer that you know, I had to go to bed last night. But I tell you what, I, you know, these people are near and dear to my heart. They love me. So I do not doubt that we're going to get it in tonight at an earlier hour. You know what I mean? Because we all want to. My daughter told my wife that she crossed two boundaries. She never mentioned what those boundaries were. I would definitely ask her, Franklin. Um, Usually, you know, it's pretty cool to be able to know what boundary I've crossed. You know, you can't make her tell you. Maybe she wants to be difficult, but you know, if your daughter wants to share with you what those boundaries were, that would be super helpful moving forward. Am I right? I'm sorry you're going through that, Franklin. I don't have kids of my own, but I recognize how notoriously difficult it was to raise me. So I feel like I can relate from a different kind of point of view. The only reason I'm doing the Rockstar, I brought the entire French press, Shannon Smith. I brought um, fresh coffee beans and a grinder. I just didn't want to. I wanted today to be simple and easy for my first morning stream on the road. I wanted to make sure that there was no hangups. This was easy, quick, and I had already purchased it for this purpose. So we will be having coffee most likely tomorrow. Surviving together, good to see you. My best friend forever moved in, and we have had to navigate boundaries. Surprisingly easy for us. It's great. You know, rapport goes a long way. Love goes a long way, especially when setting boundaries, because you guys both want to succeed. You both want to please each other. You know, you both want to honor each other. This is all the difference. Pardon me, excuse me. When it comes to setting boundaries, and you know, in that light, I probably could have set this boundary yesterday almost effortlessly, but in my head, it seemed so insurmountable, which was just a figment of my imagination. I allowed my imagination to control that situation, which I don't think was good, but it's okay. It could have been worse. This is for Tommy. Thank you, Deanna Downey. He's doing a lot better today, folks. I want you guys to know. He sends his love. Dennis from Boston. Thank you so much for your support, my friend. Knowing my boundaries. We're going! I'm actually balancing you guys on my journal. That's why that keeps happening. Knowing my boundaries and who had my back and so called friends that wanted me to fail was eye opening. The game changer, isn't it? I tell you what, Gypsy Soul, good to see you. Some good coffee on the road. You know I had to, Shannon. You know I had to. And it's honestly all thanks to you guys for hooking it up with the coffee and the press and all the things. Did get all the prep work done. Be making relish and pickles today at the lifeboat. Yo, homemade pickles, like pickles you brine yourself, are to die for. I don't know what it is. Fresh brined pickles are just crazy good, like Pop Tarts, except better. Crazy good. Yeah, we had like a nice family dinner last night together around the fire. It was amazing. I have to say, I am so full up with love. I have missed my friends. It's just a few of us, but there should be more congregating as the week goes on. We won't have an actual, so we're not contracted to perform until, and this one hair is going to get the scissors as soon as I turn this off. That one little guy, he really wants to be famous. Um, I'll make you famous. Um, what was I talking about? Oh, we don't have a performance until Saturday or Friday. I don't know, until this upcoming weekend. So there's going to be a lot of time in between. I know that they have a schedule. I'm going to participate where I can, right, and be a part of. But I'm gonna have a lot of relaxing vacation time on my hands, so maybe I'll do some midday streams. I'm definitely gonna get some recording of Fire, and then we'll do instant premieres so that I can interact as well as perform for you guys. That way, it's not like just one or the other. Yeah, there's a lot coming up, and I'm sure, just as yesterday, organically I had, topics that came up that are great to talk about on the lifeboat. I'm sure that I'm going to organically run into more things, more situations where we can all break it down and learn more from it. And that's a good thing. I think that these two, my fire dancing and my crew and my lifeboat stuff, I think that they can hang out and be friends. I think that they can feed each other and be a symbiotic relationship. And they don't have to be directly involved with each other, but like, I think it all fits together in a weird way. And we're going to see how that comes together, guys. And thank you for being here for it. I tell you what, what is going on? I should probably get up and do some stretching and some yoga. My calves are tight. Did I mention there's going to be a fire walk at Convergence? I can't wait. Zoned out for a second. You going to film stream rehearsals? That would be cool. I don't know if we'll do rehearsals. We'll probably just do performances. If I were to do rehearsals, I probably wouldn't do rehearsals. That's not necessary. It looks a lot better when it's all put together in the finished product. I promise. And what I was gonna do last night, we were just gonna have like a jam, right? No choreography. We're all just gonna play and dance, and those are also amazing to film because it's all creative improv on the spot, or maybe you have something in the back of your head that you did way back in the day, and you're gonna just put it down to a different song today. Those kind of situations are always fire, pun intended. Fire. I guess we can give you a little tour, huh? I'm getting running out of stuff to say. Let's give you a tour. Oh, wow. Legs are stiff, folks. All right, what do we need? We don't need anything. We've got everything we need right here. Oh, I am in the palace. Check it. I know that doesn't look like a palace. I'm kind of zoomed in, but I did not expect to be in an actual bed with actual pillows and like I have my own little room. I'm loved. I'm loved. All right. There's probably going to be there's like weed laying around and stuff, so don't be alarmed. It's not mine. Oh my gosh. There's so much land out here. We've got like 6 acres. Oh, I don't think that's the direction I want to go. Here, one sec. It is so nice. It's like 77 degrees right now. I do not miss 110, baby. Oh, here we go. We got some views from here. Oh, heck yeah. I have been needing a vacation. Let's go. See if I can get on top of something and get a good view here. Can't see through the glare. There's like 4 RVs, a bunch of campsites. I'm not entirely sure what the situation is, but we own this land, and we're kind of treating it how we want to, I guess. This is my first time visiting here, but Clayton has been trying to get me out here for a very, very long time. A couple years, actually. And I think the mission, they have this thing, we have this thing. I'm going to put myself a part of it because I am. Have this thing called the Church of Flames. And I'm not really a religious guy, all right? And I don't want to be divisive. I'm just sharing with you what my friends do. They have this thing called the Church of Flames, and its mission is to spread love. I mean, there's a whole lot more going on than that, right? There's certain specific ways that they go ahead and do that, but this land is for those activities. We have permacrete domes. Is that what they're called? I forget. I'm not the right person to describe this stuff because I'm not the mastermind, but we are building sustainable housing. Man, I wish I had better words. I'm gonna have to have Clayton regale me so that I can regale you guys. But suffice it to say, we're doing humanitarian works, and we're having a blast doing it. And I know it just kind of looks like a bunch of whatever on land, but that's because I don't know what I'm trying to show you, and Clayton does. So later on, I'll have more to show. I think I'm gonna make some coffee. I don't know if I need more caffeine. Maybe just some food in the toilet. That would be nice. This is in Colorado, right on the border of New Mexico. Alex Bennett, goodbye. Where did all these people come from? Thought there was a bug on my toe and it was a piece of grass. But yeah, guys, this is Colorado, right on the border of New Mexico. I was introduced through fire with these folks, Malvakai. The dreams that I have are not these. These are my friends' dreams that I just get to be a part of, right? I haven't participated in building any sustainable housing or anything like that. But I'm apprised of all the works and the situations, and I am just now becoming available enough to be a part of. So I'm hoping to describe it to you better the next time I see you. I tell you what, you're fine. L.S.D crochet, no sweat, no sweat. Yeah, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here, guys. It certainly makes a difference. I think I'm going to get the rest of my morning routine going. And maybe I'll see you guys later today for an impromptu afternoon stream or something like that. What do you say, huh? Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Yeah, go out there and tell someone you love them. All right? Much love. Captain Calhoun out. Love you guys, all right? This is the best crew a captain could have.